have an MTH engine here. Had a very common problem where the capacitor blew up on the board, and MTH isn't known for providing replacement parts. So I wanted to show the workaround because I was not able to find any videos on this, and I'm a visual guy. But this is an E-unit, and it basically replaces this whole board with this. What you get from a dead engine that does nothing is forward, neutral, and reverse. And that's it. And you should be grateful for it. You'd lose all of the functionality of the other ones, but at least you don't have a dead engine anymore. So that's the trade-off there. So when you open up your engine, I don't know what yours is going to look like, but mine look like a rat's nest. There's so many wires all over the place. And this unit is much simpler as far as what you're going to need to connect with. So don't have a panic attack like I did. The primary thing is just following the instructions that come with it. This comes from Dallee Electronics, and this is still for sale on there. I found it. Honestly, the instructions are pretty good. I do wish they had a wiring diagram for the whole kind of for this, because that would just help. But there's only a couple things you really need to do. The first one, the red and brown wires. So you put your E-unit in somewhere where it's not touching anything. The first two over here, the red and brown, you're going to hook that up to your motor, and you just desolder the old ones and put the new ones in. This assumes it's a DC motor, which this one is. And then you're done with step one. And then step two is the blue and black wires. This is just connecting it to the power. So you're going to take the blue one, and in my case, there's the blue, comes out, and you just take the two, these guys, there's two cables off of that, hook them together, connect to the blue, you've got the power set up. It's kind of a jumble in here. Just trying to get everything organized, but there you're. And then your, the black one's your ground, and that's going to go to your ground cable, which mine already had the ground cable. When you're taking it apart, if you know what you need strategically, you can make sure you leave the wires in. So like these ones, I just left the original wires and then spliced it all together. This isn't the most beautiful thing, but it's accessible because I wasn't 100% confident when I was doing it. And then the last thing you would need to do, if that's all you want, is to take the other two wires and just connect them together. And then you're done. You've got a running engine. It's that simple, and you just need a basic solder station. Now I've got a couple more wires coming off here in the back. I'm making a video, Ella. All right, in the back, there's for the original, here it is, the original type of lights. It shows you how to hook them up to get them running again. So you take your red and your brown cables, and you're gonna, this one had two lights, so one here and then one up in here. And so you splice them into the motor on one end, and then on the other side, they go into the orange. So where that, the last two here, the orange and the yellow were tied together, you just put them into that. So that's where the little caps come in handy when you got a bunch of wires all coming together. So I did that. My lights are working fine. The thing I don't have hooked up is my smoker unit. I did this wrong initially, and I fried the fan, which isn't on here right now. I got to find a new one somehow. But I just talked with someone who I'll have to link his shop because he was super helpful. But there's two different power types you need for this. So the heating element can just be off the track power. So the heating element is the top one. So the top wires here, you would just hook into the red and the black. So coming off the track. And then the fan is DC. So all you'd have to do is run that through the motor. And then you'd have a functional thing, and the motor then would be, if the motor's tied into this, then you get the fans only running when you're moving, which can help as well. So that's that. And then obviously, not obviously because I didn't say it, but for these ones, you want to make sure with the heating element, you've got that tied in with the switch. So there's the switch there, so you'd want to run some cabling so it's not always on, obviously, otherwise you're going to burn it up real quick. And that's how you do the install. Just need a really basic solder kit. Some alligator clips would help here to hold everything together, and then some little electrical clips and electrical tape, and a screwdriver to open up your train. But pretty easy when you know what you're doing. I didn't, so it wasn't. But maybe it'll be a little easier for you. Thanks.